It is me, your favorite YouTube heavyweight champion of the world. I wanted to come to you guys live with a Monday Night Raw review. Tonight was a decent Monday Night Raw. I'm not going to say it was a decent show because it really wasn't. Monday Night Raw was building go up toward SummerSlam tonight for their show. So Raw was building towards SummerSlam, and tonight was okay for a Monday Night Raw. Raw was in Washington D.C. in the Verizon Center. This show was decent. It wasn't a great Raw. It was okay. It was decent for what it really was. It was a decent show. I'm not gonna say the show was great because it really wasn't. It was kind of a bad show. So let's get right into it. You had Kurt Angle come out. He talked about how he was proud of Jason Jordan for being his illegitimate son he never knew about, and that how he was proud of Jason Jordan for wanting to be a professional wrestler and be in the WWE, and how he, wanted to overcome the odds and be his own man and stand on his own 2 feet and make a career in the WWE. And then Braun Strowman comes out and he interrupts Kurt Angle and he tells Kurt Angle, he goes, Kurt, you know what? The next words out of your mouth better be, I'm facing Brock at SummerSlam for the Universal Championship or else. And then Kurt Angle tells Braun Strowman, I'm not going to make that match. That match is not going to happen. I'm not making that match right now. And then out comes Samoa Joe. He interrupts Braun Strowman. And Samoa Joe absolutely saved this segment with Braun Strowman and Roman Reigns tonight with Kurt Angle. Samoa Joe absolutely saved the segment tonight with Kurt Angle, Braun Strowman, and Roman Reigns. So out comes Samoa Joe, and Samoa Joe says, you know what, wait a minute. I almost beat the Beast at Great Balls of Fire. I'll just mere minutes from putting the Beast to sleep at Great Balls of Fire and winning the Universal Championship. And Samoa Joe tells Kurt Angle, you better make the match with me and the Beast, Brock Lesnar, at SummerSlam for the Universal Championship. I almost beat the Beast at Great Balls of Fire by putting him to sleep. I want my rematch against Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam for the Universal Championship. That's what Samoa Joe told Kurt Angle in this segment with Braun Strowman. So Samoa Joe told Kurt Angle in this segment with Braun Strowman, you better put me in the match against Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam for the Universal Championship. And then out comes Roman Reigns. He interrupts Samoa Joe and Braun Strowman in this segment. And then Roman Reigns says, you know what, guys, what have both of you done? Both of you haven't done anything. I've been here longer than both of you have been. I've been here a lot longer. I've been a USA champion. I've been a tag team champion. I've been a WWE World Heavyweight champion. I've done more than you guys have ever done in your lifetime. I've main evented WrestleMania. I've won the Royal Rumble. And Roman Reigns talks about how he's done more than Samoa Joe and Braun Strowman combined in his career. And then Braun Strowman and Roman Reigns and Samoa Joe get into a brawl to kick off Monday Night Raw tonight. This was a pretty epic brawl between Samoa Joe, Braun Strowman, and Roman Reigns tonight on Monday Night Raw. All three guys got into a brawl to start off Monday Night Raw tonight. So Samoa Joe is an absolute beast on the mic, and I've said this before. I absolutely love Samoa Joe as a heel. Samoa Joe is one of my favorites on Monday Night Raw as a heel. The dude can talk, he can cut promos, he's good in the ring. I absolutely like Samoa Joe as a heel, and he absolutely saved this segment tonight with Roman Reigns and Kurt Angle and Braun Strowman. Samoa Joe saved this segment because this segment was going absolutely nowhere. So Samoa Joe saved this segment to start off Monday Night Raw tonight. And then all three guys get into a brawl to kick off Monday Night Raw tonight. And then you have Sasha Banks versus Bayley for the number one contendership to see who will face Alexa Bliss at SummerSlam for the Raw Women's Championship. This was a pretty good match between Bayley and Sasha tonight on Monday Night Raw. This match was pretty good. I did enjoy this match between Bayley and Sasha tonight on Monday Night Raw for the number one contendership to see who will face Alexa Bliss at SummerSlam for the Raw Women's Championship. These two did have a good match. Bayley and Sasha absolutely had a good match. I want to say congratulations to those two for putting on a good match tonight on Monday Night Raw. Bayley ends up picking up the win over my girl Sasha Banks tonight on Monday Night Raw. So Bayley is your new number one contender, and she will go on to face Alexa Bliss at SummerSlam for the Raw Women's Championship. Bayley and Sasha had a good match tonight at Monday Night Raw. This match was good. I did enjoy it. So congratulations to Bayley. She is your new number one contender, and she will now move on to face Alexa Bliss at SummerSlam for the Raw Women's Championship. And then you had a backstage segment with Enzo and Big Show. You had a backstage segment with Jason Jordan. And then you had another backstage segment with Bayley and Sasha. And then you had Finn Balor versus Elias Sampson in an OGQ match. This was a pretty good match between Elias Sampson and Finn Balor tonight on Monday Night Raw. This was a pretty good match between Finn Balor and Elias Sampson. They put on a pretty good match. I like this match between Finn Balor and Elias Sampson tonight on Monday Night Raw. Elias Sampson ends up picking up the win after Bray Wyatt interferes in this match between Elias Sampson and Finn Balor. Bray Wyatt hits Finn Balor with Sister Abigail. This would allow Elias Sampson to pick up the win over Finn Balor tonight on Monday Night Raw. And then you had a match with Enzo versus Big Cass. Big Cass goes over on Enzo in a squash. There was nothing to really talk about here. Big Cass goes over on Enzo in a squash, and then Big Cass ends up destroying both Big Show and Enzo after the match is over. And then you get another epic brawl between Neville, Akira Tozawa, and Ari Daivari. Those three get in a brawl in the cruiserweight segment tonight on Monday Night Raw. So you had a cruiserweight brawl tonight on Monday Night Raw with Neville, Akira Tozawa, and Ari Daivari. And then you had a tag team match. You had the Club versus the Revival. These two did have a good match tonight on Monday Night Raw. You had the Revival versus the Club. This was a good match. I really did enjoy it. These two put on a pretty good match. You had the Club versus the Revival on Monday Night Raw tonight in a tag team match. These two put on a good tag team match tonight on Raw. I did enjoy this. I thought it was pretty good. And then the Hardy Boys end up distracting the Club, and the Revival ends up picking up the win over the Club tonight due to the distraction that the Revival got from the Hardy Boys. The Hardy Boys distracted the Revival. This would allow the Club to take over the win from the Revival. The Club would end up picking up the win over the Revival tonight from a distraction from the Hardy Boys in their tag team match tonight. And then after the match, the Hardy Boys attack the Revival. So it looks like we're going to get the Revival versus the Hardys at SummerSlam. It looks like we're going to be getting Bray Wyatt versus Finn Balor at SummerSlam. And then we had Then we had Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose versus The Miz Taraj. It was a 3-on-2 handicap match with The Miz Taraj versus Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins. This was a pretty good match tonight. I really did enjoy this. I thought it was a pretty good match. And Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins ended up taking the win over The Miz Taraj tonight on Monday Night Raw in the Raw main event. So yeah, The Miz Taraj versus Dean Ambrose and Rollins in the Monday Night Raw main event tonight. And Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins took the win over The Miz Taraj tonight in the Monday Night Raw main event. So looks like SummerSlam's gonna be pretty good. I hope that SummerSlam will be a good pay-per-view. Guys, if you like this Monday Night Raw review, hit that thumbs up. There's one more match I want to tell you guys about. Jason Jordan versus Kurt Hawkins. There wasn't much to say. Jason Jordan ended up picking up the win over Kurt Hawkins tonight on Monday Night Raw. So like I said, if you guys like this Monday Night Raw review, hit that thumbs up. If you like my YouTube channel, hit that red subscribe button. And I will talk to you guys tomorrow night for SmackDown Live. We'll talk to you guys later.